Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Unfortunate news for Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore, who is an actress, model, and a reality star from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, just announced that she is divorcing her husband, Marc Daly, after only 2 years of marriage. Kenya did release a statement to People, and this is what she said. "It is with profound sadness that I regret to inform my fans that I am divorcing my husband, Marc Daly. Due to recent and ongoing circumstances, I can no longer continue in the marriage. My sole concern and focus is and will always be my daughter, Brooklyn, my miracle baby. She was made in love and true commitment. I ask for our privacy to be respected moving forward." Marc Daly also released a statement and said, "I have come to the difficult decision to separate from Kenya at this time. Our daughter has two parents that love her very much, and in her best interest, this situation should remain as private as possible. I cherish our family's good times together and will always continue to co-parent in a loving way. Rumors, innuendo, or false accusations only serve to hurt our family and will be addressed through counsel as the law permits. Please respect our privacy during this challenging period." Ooh-wee! This news comes as a huge surprise to me. I did not see Kenya Moore and her husband splitting up like this. Just recently, they both were on Tamron Hall's talk show, and they brought their adorable baby girl, Brooklyn Doris Daly, on there. And I was just looking at them smiling because they're such a beautiful family. And I was really happy for Kenya that Kenya finally got the family she always wanted. But I tell you, this is a prime example that everything that glitters is not gold, because I did not see this coming at all. And it seems to me that Marc Daly was the one who initiated this split, because he said in his statement that he made the decision to separate from Kenya. I'm wondering if he separated from her because she was returning back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. That seems to me like it is a possible reason. Now, I do remember when Kenya did get married to Marc Daly, they got married on the low. Kenya made sure to keep her wedding a secret, and that really did upset the producers, and it upset Andy Cohen, because Kenya is a part of the reality show, and the purpose of her being on a reality show is to tell all her business. But there were some things that Kenya wanted to protect, and that included her marriage, because her husband Marc was not going to go for telling his business on a reality TV show. No. Mr. Marc Daly is very private. So Kenya kept her marriage private, and that did annoy the producers. And I do believe this is one of the reasons why Kenya was released from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But it ended up being a good decision for her, because around that time she was pregnant with her daughter, and she did have a high-risk pregnancy. So she had to take a break from the show to focus on her health and her peace of mind. However, when she took that break, she missed out on a lot of money. Kenya was reportedly getting paid $1.5 million per season on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so when she walked away from the show, her finances weren't really looking the same. So she's now returning back to the show, and I don't think her husband is too happy with that. And he doesn't want to be forced to be on camera either. And I believe this is the reason why he and Kenya bumped heads. Now, there were some insiders who told Radar Online that Kenya and Marc allegedly had a confrontation on camera while filming Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is what Radar Online reported. Kenya aggressively confronted Marc at an event he was hosting, and Bravo was filming. The insider told Radar why she was so angry at her husband. Marc told Eva Marcel's husband that he's tired of Kenya's stuff, the source spilled. He called her an attention WHORE. The insider told Radar that Marlo Hampton overheard Marc talking to Eva's husband, and she told Cynthia Bailey, Nene Leakes, and Eva about the conversation, which Kenya overheard. The source said that Kenya was furious with her husband's words, and their ugly confrontation was caught on camera. Marc just doesn't want to be on TV. It's plain and simple, the insider told Radar. Kenya was shouting all sorts of threats at Marc, and the cameras kept rolling. Their troubled relationship was not a surprise to the insider. It has been coming ever since she started filming again. Marc doesn't return her calls. He doesn't come to Atlanta. He doesn't see their baby. It is all very upsetting to Kenya. Whew, this is a mess. This right here is a hot mess. And by the way, this is all alleged information, but it's really sad to read. It really is. Anyway, let me move on to another topic. I want to talk about Fantasia. Fantasia did an interview on The Breakfast Club 3 days ago, and some of her comments did bring up a lot of discussion. Now, she brought up a topic saying that women need to submit to their husbands. Listen to this.
We need more men to stand up and lead the way. Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't find a man. You can't be the king in the house. Fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way. So I salute you for that.
What does that mean? You can't be a leader? Because a lot of women look at it like, no, I could lead in my household. I could do this in my household. What does that mean?
That's not how it's supposed to be, and that's why we bump heads. And I feel like it's a generational thing. And we could talk, we can go real deep on that, and I don't need to start that, but it's a generational curse. And how society have placed our men. And women have to stand up and be the mother and the father and the provider. And so then now you are so bad, you can't be told nothing, that when the right man come, you lose him because you're trying to be the man. I was finna say,
right.
Man.
Can we be equal?
Oh, of course. Because at the end of the day, I'm the neck, my man's the head. So he can't make any moves without his wife. You know what I mean? It all works together. But you can't be the head of the house. You got to let the man be the head of the house. But it's a generational thing, and it's what we've been taught. To stand up, be strong, be the, you know what I mean? And a dude come and everything about you is like a man.
Sometimes we have no choice, though.
But that's what I was saying. It's
Right.
a generational thing, and it's what society has. They do that on purpose.
So you think women have to fall back a little for their man? Is that what you think?
You have to learn how to submit. You can still be a queen. Queen plays a part. The king needs his queen. It's certain things that he can't see that we see.
Some people will say the queen is the most valuable piece on the board.
Come on, anybody play chess?
It is, yeah.
You
absolutely.
okay.
'Cause
My
the king
husband
can't
teaching
move
me
like
how
the
to play
queen
chess. Yeah, I mean, we work together, but the queen has to sit back and allow her king to be the king. When I met my husband, like, I was taking care of everything. I took care of my whole family. Like, it was me, right? So now I'm meeting a man that's coming in, and he's like intelligent, very smart, self-educated. My husband's a felon, but he turned it all around and he owned his own business, right? And so I wasn't used to that. I was a pop-off, quick with the mouth, smart. But it took a man like him to sit me down, look me in my eyes, and talk to me like I was supposed to be talked to, and say, I'm here now. You don't have to do all of that. Pass it over to me and let me take care of it. But it wasn't easy.
When Fantasia said this on The Breakfast Club, she did get a lot of backlash because there were some women who disagreed with the idea of having to submit to a man. And unfortunately, in today's society, submission has a negative connotation to it, because when we think of submission, we think of women having to relinquish their rights and their opinions just to appease a man, and that's not really the case. I actually understand what Fantasia was saying, and I even agree with her. There is nothing wrong with submitting to a good man who knows how to lead, who knows how to be dependable, loyal, loving, financially stable, supportive, respectful of his woman's thoughts and opinions, cooperative, emotionally present, thoughtful, selfless, and they're able to make sound decisions. There's nothing wrong with submitting to that type of man. And every man needs to have those qualities if they really want women to submit to them. Because right now, women are not keen on the idea of submission, because there's some men out there who don't deserve to be submitted to, because they're very controlling, they're abusive, they're disrespectful, they're not dependable, they don't allow women to have their own dreams or their own say in the marriage, they don't take care of their kids, they're financially unstable, and I could go on, but those type of men don't deserve that. They have to work towards improving themselves before they could get that type of respect. And also, there are some women who need to learn how to give that type of respect. But Fantasia and her husband, Kendall Taylor, did respond to the backlash that Fantasia got from her comments on The Breakfast Club, and this is what they said.
Okay. So, we talk a lot. I just got home. He just got home. We were in New York for Fashion Week, and then he had to fly out to go speak at the prisons, and I had to continue to keep working. So I went up to the Breakfast Club, and I enjoyed it. And
proud of you too.
thanks, babe. We were just wrapping it up and talking, and I was speaking Yeah. So when I got back home, he had kind of said something that piggybacked off what I was saying, and I thought it was so dope coming from the male perspective that I felt like the male and the female should hear. So
here's the issue. Submission is supposed to be a beautiful song and dance between two lovers. What's happened is men have abused that power. Forgive me, they've abused that gift. And we have been misled to think that it's something where it's a dominant spirit and we own every decision, we dictate everything, we rule with an iron fist. First of all, that's not love. What happens is, in my marriage, let me not speak for everybody, my marriage, I submit daily to the Most High. I stay in my scriptures. I continue to feed myself with things that help me build my character, to reshape my perspective that was messed up in the streets and dealing with different propaganda and programming and things like that, so that I can come to my wife from a pure position. So when I do that and she sees me and she witnesses over time that it's an authentic demonstration, her heart is moved and softened and compelled to submit to me. Yeah. What does that look like? That doesn't mean that I dictate every decision. I don't walk around the house saying what we're going to spend, how we're going to do it. We talk and we build. And I consider everything that's on her heart, her perspective, her position, her philosophy. I'll carefully weave that into my philosophy to figure out what's the best move for this family, keeping all of that in mind. Now, the moment I start to step outside of righteousness and I start to move from a place of emotion instead of analytics, she has every right to snatch that back, because submission is a gift. When she sees me laying at the foot of the Father, she has no reason to withhold that from me. The problem is this: men are not found in positions of leadership handling it with integrity. How you gonna lead your wife if you can't balance a checkbook? If you don't know what's going on in the stock market? You don't have a sound understanding of the finances. You can't create a budget. You don't understand what's going on in the educational system in your community that's impacting your kids. In order to lead, you got to be so far ahead of your family that by the time they come to you with a situation or a problem, you've already dived into it, done your due diligence so that you can give leadership. You don't lead from your genitals. You lead from a gentle place of understanding. And the more she trusts, the more she can let go of things that she don't have to deal with and focus on the things that edify her. It ain't about money. We both hustlers. It's not about a dollar for dollar thing, because we're one unit. Yeah. If I fall, she falls. If she falls, I fall. Submission is solely about trust.
I think when women hear the word submission, we're like, what? Submitting. With my husband, like he said, to piggyback off what he just said, it was what he demonstrated. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't come in and say, all right, like he said, the budget is this for that, this is and the third. I watched how he did things. I watched how he budgeted. I watched him. And then I slowly became him. And I submitted in that. Now. Yeah, now I think I'm more frugal than him. And that's not even being like, gotta be frugal because we don't have it. It's just being smart. And the word, if you dig deep in the word with your partner, you'll start to see a lot of things that we're talking about. But yeah, I like that he broke that down, because I'm a very strong woman. I like what I like. I'm very strong. But when it comes to allowing him to cover and lead this home, I sit back and allow him to do that, and it makes me better. Wow, that like.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want your wife to be humble, walk in humility. If you want your wife to forgive you, be quick to forgive. If you want your wife to consider, following you down a specific path, prove to her that you got the blueprint and that she's not following you to some unknown destination. My wife don't have to follow anything that she don't see me demonstrating. Yeah. So master the thing before you go out and try to teach it. It's like sometimes you see cats, as soon as they get a book and they read something, they start running, trying to teach people on it, but you haven't applied it and gone through the proving grounds of being able to master that information yourself. So leadership is a forward-thinking thing. And when you do that, women's natural instinct is going to be to trust, to be able to submit their hearts. But again, this ain't a dominant thing. Nah. And I want my wife cold as me, because if something ever happens to me, she don't like having that conversation. Say that. If something ever happens to me, she need to know how to get that bag. She need to understand where the money's at. She need to know how to ask the right questions. I ain't telling you to ask nobody nothing. You tell them what belongs to you. She can't do that if I'm controlling everything. So my wife needs to be a direct female reflection of the man that I am. Facts.
Come on now.
You come on.
I always said the wise woman once told me, the older women used to tell me, stop, boy.
What up?
The woman is the neck and the man is the head. And without the neck, the head can't move.
2 heads is just a head, but see how that work. See how that work.
So yeah. And I'm gonna end it with this. We ain't perfect and we ain't trying to be perfect. We still growing. And we just wanna share that with all those out there that's still growing and want.
And get clarity. Don't be trying to twist my wife's words up at the end of the day, because I'm proud of her for standing.
They try to do that?
Man, whatever to them. At the end of the day, we want to make sure there's clarity to what she said and the understanding, and be able to hear the force behind what she is saying, so it don't get tangled and twisted. It ain't for everybody. Do your thing. But for women out there who truly desire that, and men who want to step up to the call, we just wanted to take time out, make sure we bring clarity to our demonstration, and hope that it's fruit for you in your lives. And watch how God bless. Straight like that.
Mine.
Salute.
So that was the message from Fantasia and Kendall. Tell me what you all think about this down below. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.